Leukotrienes are one of the icocyanides. We have told you there are three major types of icocyanides. Leukotrienes is one of them. They are very potent icocyanides. They contain 4 double bonds, and depending upon the tissues, I mean in different tissues, different types of leukotrienes are produced. One of the major function of leukotriene is that they are produced in different allergic reactions, and they specifically they are involved in many inflammatory reactions. Actually, the enzymes which are involved in their synthesis are known as LOX, and they are, because the LOX is involved in their synthesis, so their synthesis is inhibited by the LOX inhibitors. Also, the receptors of the leukotrienes, if they are inhibited, that also leads to the inhibition of the synthesis of these lipids or lipid compounds. As far as the conversion pathway is concerned, or the biosynthesis of leukotrienes is concerned, the main precursor of leukotrienes and many other icocyanides is the arachidonic acid. Arachidonic acid is acted upon by the enzyme 5-LOX or lipoxygenase, and as a result of this conversion, we get the 5-HEPET compound. This 5-HEPET compound then undergoes further reactions. We will not go into the detail of it, and we get different types of leukotrienes depending upon the tissues and also on the function they perform. So we get LT A4, leukotriene A4, leukotriene C4, leukotriene B4, and so on and so forth. There are different types of leukotrienes which are involved in different inflammatory reactions. Some are involved in the vasodilation, some are involved in the clotting, and so on and so forth. As I've told you, that lipoxygenase enzymes are involved in the synthesis of these compounds. They convert the arachidonic acid into 5-HPETE, which then, depending upon in which tissues the leukotrienes are produced, different types of leukotrienes are produced from HPET. Another disease, or not disease in real sense, we must say a condition which occurs in people who have asthma, is that they have inflammatory responses or excessive inflammatory responses when they use the NSAID drugs, that is the non-steroid anti-inflammatory drugs. What happens that when they get these drugs, as a result of this, the inflammatory responses caused by the overproduction of the leukotrienes. So आप डिफरेंट जब ओवर द काउंटर जाकर ड्रग्स लेते हैं तो आपको जहन में रखना चाहिए कि कहीं आपको इस डॉक्टर पूछता भी है कि आपको इस ड्रग से एलर्जी तो नहीं है. So that is the one of the reason that certain drugs, like here we have seen that they leads to a condition known as AERD. You must have learned that when you go to, it's my experience, I am sure you must also know about it, that if you go to a pharmacy and you want to take different drugs, they ask you that whether or not you have allergy to that drug. One of the reason is that these drugs, there are certain drugs which leads to the overproduction of certain icocyanides. So similarly, the overproduction of leukotriene is also caused by some of the drugs. So for instance, the NSAIDs, that is the non-steroids anti-inflammatory drugs, they leads to a condition known as AERD, that is, this is an aspirin-related disorder in which your leukotrienes are produced more because of the usage of these NASID drugs. 10% of the people who have asthma, they really experience these allergic reactions when they take these non-steroid drugs. And this is something you have to keep in mind, that sometimes the condition can be worsened if you use drugs. It's not always that the drugs is always solve the problem. Sometimes because of these inflammatory reactions, the condition can also be worsened. So what then is the solution? One of the solution in such cases that these people are given the cortisol. The cortisol then reduce the effect of this overproduction of leukotrienes.